Welcome. Welcome to Hanson Stadium in St. George, Utah, home of the Dixie Rebels, where the Phoenix College Bears have come to town to take on the undefeated Dixie Rebels. I'm Jim Carpenter, alongside my good friends Mike Nielsen and Joe Tolman. We've seen some exciting stuff from the Rebels so far this year, and I don't think that's going to change today. Joe, what can we expect from the Rebels today?
Well, as always, we can expect a great defensive showing from the Rebels. So far this season, Dixie's opponents have been held to 190 yards passing on 14 to 31 completions with 6 sacks every game. Combine that with the lopsided 211 to 41 yards rushing average in Dixie's favor, and you've got a great defensive showing. Also look for Tony Nielsen to come out with a good game. He's been averaging 4.5 yards per carry, as well as with 4 touchdowns this season. Also, Tony Jones has shown his ability to come off the bench and give a great game for him. Quinn Hampton, as well, has also thrown 32 of his 43 completions so far this season to Aaron Ware and Ethan Ross. Combine all these factors together, and you can have a great showing for the Dixie Rebels. Come out and give Coach Croshaw his 150th win today. Mike, what can you tell us about the Phoenix Bears?
Well, Joe, for the Bears to win tonight, Gary Cook needs to have a huge game from number 24, Jeff Howard. He's actually replaced number 5, Jeff Watson, who was the Bears' starting running back at the start of the year. But also look for the Bears quarterback, Anthony Lucero, to test the defensive backs of the Dixie College Rebels today with the pass. Lucero is a very versatile quarterback. Not only can he get it done in the air, but he can create plays for himself, Joe, on the ground. His main targets today will be Jimmy Connor and David O'Hara. Both are speedy receivers who create a deep threat for the Bears on offense. On defense, the Bears really need to shut down this potent Dixie College rushing attack. They're going to look to Scott Assay and Ryan West. They need to anchor this defense to shut down that run and force Quinn Hampton into the pass. Their coach told me that the Bears they're really confident with their cornerbacks. So I look for the Bears to come out, and they've got blood coming with them. They're going to go right at Dixie tonight.
I think we've got some really exciting stuff going on today. The field is excellent conditions. Dixie's been away for a couple weeks, so the field is in perfect condition and they're ready to play. And it's a nice breezy day here in St. George, and that nice desert dry air. It's great conditions for football.
All right, looks like they're setting up for the kickoff down there.
Looks like Dixie's going to kick off first, and the PC Bears are going to start on offense.
Travis Blackwell sets up for the kick.
And back deep for the Phoenix College Bears will be number 27, James Harrisell. He's a 6'1", 190-pound defensive back, and also back with him is number 30, Travis Gamage, 5'11", 180-pound running back. So here comes number 29 for the Rebels to kick the ball. It goes deep. It's going to be fielded by 27 in the end zone. He's going to take that down. The Bears will start from the 20-yard line. Great kick there by Travis Blackwell.
Oh, exactly. That was a terrific kick by Blackwell. Able to get it back there in the end zone. Good job by the special teams keeping the return man from getting any sort of return, forcing him to get the touchback.
Here comes that potent Dixie defense. I'm really excited to see what Dixie's got up their sleeve today as far as defense goes. It should be really exciting. I really have enjoyed so far this year watching this Dixie defense, and especially their front line against the run. They have done an excellent job in stopping that run.
Well, this will also be our first look at Anthony Lucero, the Bears quarterback, who last week against Mesa threw for 434 yards against Mesa College. So here they go. They'll line up trips left. Lucero up under center. Number 80 will come across the motion. Lucero to go right to the pass. He's got a man across the middle. He's going to be down about the 32-yard line. That's going to be number 18, Jimmy Connor, for the Bears.
Like you mentioned a little bit earlier, Mike, Jimmy Connor, they're going to go to Jimmy Connor quite a bit tonight, and he's one of their main men, and there he was wide open for a first down for the PC Bears.
Good job by the Bears line there, giving Lucia time to throw the ball away there. One of the main reasons that Dixie's had such a great pass defense this year is their ability to get to the quarterback. Good job by the line there, keeping them from doing that.
So here we come right back. Lucero's up under center. He once again comes out with the triple left formation. Lucero's wearing number 10 today. Number 81 will go in motion in a single set back. Lucero with a 3-step drop. He throws it out to nobody. That's going to go into the sidelines.
Looks like a little bit of a miscommunication there with between Lucero and number 18. Let's see, that's Jimmy Connor from Jimmy Connor, the 5'9", 140-pound wide receiver from Greenway.
Let's give the Dixie line a little bit of credit there, getting himself in there, getting some pressure on the quarterback, and making him throw it away.
That's one of the things Dixie's line has been able to do all season, being able to having the big, quick defensive ends, being able to get past the linemen.
So Bobby Carello, Jimmy Connor will line up to the left. Number 80 will come in motion, Tony Manning. And we're going to have our first flag of the ball game right here, guys. I think it's going to be called on Dixie, but I'm not sure. It might be a delay of game against the Bears.
That's exactly what it was, Mike.
Good call, Mike. Our officiating crew for today, if you would like to know, referee John Cronin, umpire is Jared Waite. And we'll give you the rest of that later after this play.
So here's Lucero once again. Manning comes in motion. He'll go to the right of Manning, or actually to Lucero. He looks right. He goes out to number 24, the halfback, on a little screen pass. That's number 24, Jeff Howard, a 5'8", 175-pound running back out of Trevor Brown High School.
Getting back to the officiating crew, head linesman is Chris Birmingham. Line judge is Richard Bolter, as you see the replay. Just a little swing pass to the bottom side. Side judge is Matt Mills. Field judge, Pat Olaya. And base judge, Val Cullimore.
Well, once again, the Bears go with the trips left to the far side of the field. Lucero again to pass. He's looking downfield. He's got a man, number 81, with the catch. They're going to call it about the 47-yard line. That's going to be Josh Gill, a 5'11", 180-pound wide receiver. Played his high school ball at Desert Vista.
That was a great catch by Gill. He's got himself down and down on the ground and able to get that ball and not make it a trap.
Well, last week against Mesa College, Anthony Lucero was 34 of 61 for 453 yards and 4 touchdowns in a win 41-21 over Mesa Community College. So he's looking to have another big game here. Single set, single back formation with the trips left. Once again, Manning will go in motion to the right. And once again, another delay of game penalty here.
The PC Bears, they've got to watch out for these delay of game penalties. These could kill them in the end.
Dixie's defense isn't exactly a very forgiving team. If you beat yourself, Dixie isn't going to help you win, especially with this potent defense that they've had so far this year.
That's right. Well, the one thing that the PC Bears have going for them is their amazing passing game. So far, they've come out and they've thrown some quick passes and picked up 2 first downs and just have done some really exciting stuff.
Now, Lucero was talking to the referee, looking for the play clock, actually. He didn't know exactly where it was. So here we go again. Manning comes in motion to the right. Lucero to drop back to pass. Sayavi's all over him. He just barely misses. Lucero's going to have to take it and run. He's going to be dropped at the 45-yard line by Pat Baker, number 18 for the Dixie College Rebels.
That was a great job by Lucero in avoiding the tackles and getting himself doing the spinning motions and doing some great rushing.
He's really been able to show his mobility so far this year, so far in the game. As you see here on the replay, Dixie just getting all over up in his face. He's able to put on a spin move right there, break a couple of tackles, and get about up to the original line of scrimmage.
So the Bears line up 3 wide receivers to the short side of the field. Once again, Howard straight back behind Lucero. Here comes Gill in motion. They're going to go with their first run of the night. He's going to slip up, and he's going to be dropped at the 44-yard line.
Well, one thing for the Phoenix Bears, they're missing their starting running back so far this year. Missing their starting running back. As you see, that's the once again the replay of that good run by Lucero. Able to just break a couple of tackles. And there's the running play. It looks like he just loses his footing. He sees number, I believe that's 53, Danny Robinson coming right up on him, loses his footing. Good job by the defense reading the play.
So Lucero's got number 20 split out to the right, David O'Hara. And once again, we got another flag. And I think this might be a false start on the Bears.
Well, the Bears really need to do a better job not beating themselves.
It's tough to start the game off. They started off with, what was that, 3 penalties now?
3 penalties.
And, yeah, those are just keep driving you back, and that's going to bring up a long 3rd and 15 for the PC Bears.
This late in the season, you can't have those kind of mental breakdowns. This is the time in the season where you have to be winning every game.
So Connor will line up to the right, and Josh Gill will line up to the left. Lucero to go back to the air. He's looking deep. He's under a lot of pressure. He lets it fly. He's almost picked off by Pat Sandoval. That'll be incomplete, and it'll be 4th and 11 for the Bears, and their punting unit will come out onto the field.
That was a great job by the Dixie defense on both sides. They had great pursuit from the line. As we take a look at this again, look at the pursuit by number 55, and Lucero just drops back and he throws it, and number 37 is going to be right there to try and pick it off. Just great job on both sides of the defense here.
So this will be the first punt of the game for the Bears, and he gets off a terrible kick. It's high, but it's going to come back. Takes a Dixie bounce back to the 37-yard line.
That really was a terrible kick. I mean, it just kind of hung in the air. Hardly even got past the original first down marker.
Well, it's going to give Dixie great starting position. They're going to be starting on their own 36. And so we're going to get our first look at the Dixie Rebels offense today in Quinn Hampton.
So a 24-yard punt will put Dixie at the 36-yard line. Quinn Hampton will come up under center. He's got number 80 split out. Wyatt Gines to the left, and Ethan Ross lined up in the slot. Behind him is Aaron Sane and Tony Nilsson. They're going to go right down to the run. Nilsson's going to get nowhere. He's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Great job by the Bears there, breaking off their Dixie linemen, as you see here on the replay. Just a great job of throwing off their blockers and getting to the running back.
So Chris Anderson will check in for the Rebels. He'll line up wide to the left, and Ethan Ross once again will split out to the right. Aaron Ware will line up on the right side of the field. Hampton drops straight back. He's looking down deep. He's got Ware. Actually, I don't know who that was, too. I don't know if it was to Aaron Ware, actually, to Ethan Ross.
That was to Ethan Ross, looked like.
Well, he's been throwing to both of them exclusively all year, so it could have really been to either one.
That one was just thrown a little short, and Ethan Ross just couldn't get to it. As we take another look at it, Hampton, he just drops back to pass, has plenty of time, just great blocking, and just comes up short for Ethan Ross.
Looks like he just tried to float that and didn't quite float it far enough.
So Dixie goes to the pro set formation. Sane will come in motion to the left side of the field. It's going to be a pitch out to Tony Nilsson. He's got some green up in front of him. He's going to take it up to about the 42-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Rebels. And this will be our first punt for the Dixie College Rebels.
Nice block right up there, coming off the line. As you see here on the replay, Sane with the nice cut block, able to give Nielsen enough room to get to the outside. But the Bears just getting a little, coming up quick on him, catching on the outside, unable to get the first down.
So Lamont Jones and Bobby Carrillo will drop back deep for the Bears. Chris Anderson will come on and do the punting duties for the Dixie College Rebels. As the ball is placed on the 42-yard line. Anderson gets off a great kick. It's going to drop inside the 20-yard line. It's going to be fielded by Carrillo. He's going to take it. He makes a couple moves. He's going to bring it back up to the 19 after he fielded it at about the 12.
Well, that was a great bounce there on that on the punt. Carrillo just as you see the replay here, great kick, angled just right, and it lands, bounces right at Carrillo. He was willing to let that go, but it bounces right to him. He's able to get up to about the 18-yard line.
When it first happened, I was thinking, what a stupid move. But it actually turns out to be a better move, because if he would have let it go, it would have been down inside the 10.
So once again, Lucero will anchor the offense. He goes to the wide receiver screen. and that's going to be Connor. He's going to be dropped behind the line of scrimmage by number 18 of the Rebels. That'll be, or actually not 18, 17, Dan Brigham for the Rebels.
That was great pursuit by Brigham. He was right there, and he didn't give up, and he just tackled an ankle tackle there, and just did a great job tripping him up.
Great job. Got a great angle on the pursuit as well.
Jimmy Connor is only 5'9", 140 pounds, and number 17 for the Rebels, Dan Brigham, is weighing in at 208, 6'4". So
yeah, definitely a mismatch there.
So number 81 will come wide to the right. Josh Gill, Manning and Connor will line up to the left. Lucero to go back to the air. He's looking for. Actually, it's going to be picked off by Pat Sandoval. He's got Brigham with a great block. He's going to take it up the field. It's fumbled now. And it's the Bears are going to fall on it, and they're going to get the ball back.
Sandoval with the great pick there, getting a good return, but the ball's just popped right out of his hands. He needs to hold on to the ball a little better, but a great job patching the ball. Just unfortunately falls right out of his hands at the end of the play.
Josh Gill actually tried to come back to the ball. Pat Sandoval just stepped right in front to make the great interception, but then he loses it as he's getting tackled.
Definitely needs to hold on to it better than that. That's just a tough break for the Rebels. That's going to bring up a first down for the Bears, actually.
So Carrillo will line up to the left. Connor and O'Hara to the right. Lucero is looking to his left. He goes up, number 20. He just overthrows him, David O'Hara.
Once again, Lucero showing his ability to maneuver around in the pocket. Looks like that was intended to be a rollout, but he stops short on his rollout, overthrows his man.
I'm really impressed so far by both defenses. But both defenses are doing a great job in getting pursuit on the quarterback and just being able to stop everything. And so far it has been a defensive struggle.
Well, the first quarter you're really trying to just feel the opponent out, trying to see exactly what their game plan is. And obviously for the Bears, they're going to the air. So Gill will line up to the right. Lucero from the shotgun. Looks like a blitz is coming from Dixie. Lucero will step up in the pocket. He's going to be dropped at the 12-yard line by Solo Moananu.
Moananu right there, just great job. Comes on the blitz, breaks right through the line. Terrific job with the pursuit. Lucero's not able to get around him. Great job.
Let's take another look at that again. Look at that number 43 Moananu gets in there, and he just drops him.
Just completely throws off his blocker.
Lucero didn't really have a chance at all during that play.
So with 7:37 left in the first quarter, it'll bring up 3rd and 16 with the ball on the 12-yard line. They go with the double tight end. Lucero has a single back formation. He's looking deep. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket. He lets one fly. He's got 91 across the middle. Great grab, and that's going to be enough for the first down at the 33-yard line. That's got to say.
Great job by Lucero and keeping his eyes open. As we take another look at that again, he's struggling. He's being pursued, and he gets out. He keeps his eyes open for his receiver, and number 91 is right there, wide open for that great catch and a first down for the Bears.
That's the same kind of thing you see from Jake Plummer down with the Phoenix Cardinals. He's able to maneuver in the pocket and find the open man. If you're able to maneuver around a lot, it's hard for the defense to be able to cover.
So once again, Lucero, he's got the single tight end to say to come out. He dishes it off to Howard. He's got nothing but he makes a great move as he had 3 Dixie tacklers, would-be tacklers there to try to tackle him. He gave them all one move.
Great job. Great job. They're just able to, as you see here on the replay, he just comes out on a little flare, and no backers pick him up. Looks like they came on a blitz. He's just able to move right by all of them. Great fluid motion there.
He just kind of fell down there. He just dropped. What a wuss.
He said, I got my yards. I'll just fall down now.
Well, if I had some big linebacker coming at me, I'd probably fall down too.
So Carrillo and Connor line up to the right. O'Hara will go to the left. They give the ball to Howard. He's going to scurry forward for the first down at the 44-yard line.
And off to number 24, Jeff Howard.
Well, Howard's a pretty quick running back. He's not a very big guy, though. He doesn't look like he's much of a power runner. He's already shown that he's got the ability to make the move and get to the outside, but he's not exactly the power runner that the Dixie Rebels have.
So 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. The score is 0-0. The Phoenix Bears go with the pro set formation. Lucero once again play action to try to freeze those linebackers. He's got to say it. He just drops the ball.
Well, it's all right there. He was able to get outside the linebackers. Good job. He ran before he caught the ball, as you see here on the replay. Lucero's on the little play fake. Throws right over the middle, hits him right in the hands, and he just took his eyes off the ball right before he was sure he had it in his hands.
I say he's got to catch that. There's no room for drops like that.
O'Hara will come to the right. Connor and Gill will line up to the left. Howard will be straight back behind Lucero. He's looking to his left, Lucero. He's going to run for it. He's got Howard out in front. He's going to be knocked down at the 50-yard line.
Well, Howard right there didn't really look like he knew what was going on. It was obviously a busted play. Howard just stared at Lucero there for a second instead of getting upfield and trying to make the block.
Gain of 5 yards on the carry. Good.
That was a great job by number 18. As we take another look at it again, Lucero just has nowhere to go. He just runs, and number 18 is right there to trip him up and did a great job.
Well, the danger with the quarterback like this is even though when the line is able to push the pocket around him, he can just take off up the middle as he did right there.
Gill and Connor line up to the short side of the field. Looks like Lucero is going to call a timeout before he gets his 3rd delay of game penalty in the 1st quarter. That clock was running right down. It was at 1 right before he called that timeout.
They need to do a better job of getting the plays called before the clock starts to run down that far. They have 25 seconds to get a play off. That's plenty of time to get a play off.
It is way too late in the season to be having troubles like that. I mean, they've played 4 games now, and they should know how to work this and how to transition plays in and out. And there's no excuse to be making mistakes like that this late in the season.
Another thing I've noticed is Lucero and his receivers giving signals before a lot of the passing plays as to the coverage and what route they're going to run. And that really doesn't leave much room for not being able to call the play if you're calling it right there on the field.
The Dixie College defense is led by Danny Robinson, who has 31 total tackles this year. Right behind him is Pat Baker with 23 and Cody Waite with 22, and also Solo Monanu with 22 also. So Gill will come to the right. Carrillo and Connor line up to the left.
This is a big stop for the Dixie Rebels. They got to make a stop here.
Lucero does the hand signals to the receivers. He drops straight back once again. He's got Gill across the middle. The free safety's unable to get there in time. He's going to be dropped at the 21-yard line. So big pickup there for the Bears.
Looks like he did a skinny post, and Sandoval, although he reacted, as you see here on the replay, although he reacted quickly to the ball after it was thrown, he has to stay between the men. The free safety got over a little late on that, see, as it was a skinny post, and just great job by Lucille able to deliver the ball right on the target.
So a 29-yard pickup puts the Bears at the Dixie College 21-yard line. Lucero once again to go deep, or actually to go to the air. Number 20, David O'Hara, was not looking at the ball as Lucero let it fly.
Well, it looked like that was going to be a screen to a side, but I guess it was a little bit of a miscommunication as to what route or who he was throwing to.
So once again, it brings up 2nd and 10 yards to go from the 21-yard line. Lucero's got Gill, Connor, and O'Hara lined up to the left. He goes deep. He's got a man. It's going to be broken up by Cody Waite in the end zone. He had number 25, Bobby Carrillo. Waite just goes up and out jumps Carrillo for the ball.
Great job by Waite. He was just kind of watching that ball come in and just kind of like a punt return, just watching it come in and testing to see where it's going to go, and did a great job of getting off his feet and knocking the ball away to save a touchdown.
That ball was delivered well, and it was a good job by Carrillo getting up for the ball, but just a terrific defensive play saving the touchdown.
So once again, 3rd and 10 from the 21-yard line. Lucero once again to the air. He's under a lot of pressure, and it's going to be an incomplete pass as he was knocked down by number 47 for the Rebels.
He was hit pretty hard on that one.
Anton Palapoy got right on Lucero's blind side. Watch as Palapoy just comes on a bull rush. He just knocks that offensive tackle just back and just blows right by him with the quick feet.
That brings up a 3rd and 10 situation, 4th and 10 situation, a punting situation, or a field goal situation for the PC Bears here.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be punting from from Dixie's 28-yard line, but I've seen weirder things.
4:02. 4:02.
Trying to reset the game clock to 4:02. Put 5 seconds back on the clock.
So the Bears are looking to put the first points of the ball game on the board. Number 80 will be the holder, Tony Manning. For the kicker, number 2, Francisco Villagrana. He's a 5'10", 175-pound kicker. It's up, and it's going to be no good. It's wide left. It was actually a 38-yard field goal for Villagrana.
So a great stop by the Dixie Rebel defense. They had a little bit of trouble there stopping the pass, but a good job there in the end. And tough break for the PC Bears and going wide on the field goal. So that Dixie Rebels will take over on their own about 21-yard line.
So Nielsen and Sane will line up in the I formation. Ross and Gines will be split out as the wide receivers. Hampton goes with a count. He does a fake pitch out. He's going to look. He has Aaron Ware coming across the middle. He's got Ethan Ross deep. He has everyone beat. He holds on to the ball. He's at the 20. He breaks down to the 10. It's going to be a touchdown, Rebels.
Terrific job by Ross getting in front of everybody. Great job by Hampton delivering the ball right where it had to be. That was a terrific play all around, especially a great job by the offensive line, giving Hampton the time to throw that great pass.
Let's take another look at that great one again. Hampton, he just drops back, rolls right, and he's looking. He sees Ross is wide open, and he throws the long bomb to Ross, and he does a great job in running. He kind of stumbles there for a second, but he does a great job in eluding his tackler and being able to get it in for 6 points for the Rebels.
So an 80-yard pass from Hampton to Ross for the score. That'll put Dixie on the board. Blackwell to do the kick after the touchdown. It's up and good. Oh, actually, it's no good. It went wide to the right.
That's not good. those not getting those extra points is just, those can really haunt you towards the end of the game. So it'll be interesting to see if Dixie goes for a 2-point conversion on their next touchdown.
Well, I was just going to say a minute ago that I'm looking for Dixie College to come out and establish their running game again. But great call there with the play fake, getting the Bears to bite on the pitch out, and just Ross able to get in front of the free safety. And the free safety's job is to let nobody get past you. But Ross doing a great job, able to accelerate by him. Great pass. Everything just came together. Everything except for the extra point, that is.
So Dixie comes out and scores first with 3:46 left in the first quarter. They lead the Phoenix College Bears 7-0. Blackwell to come up and kick. He will be kicking off to number 30, Travis Gamage, and number 27, James Harrisale. Here goes Blackwell to kick off. Once again, another deep kickoff for Blackwell. It's going to go out of the end zone. It'll go as a touchback. The Bears will have it on the 20-yard line.
Once again, a great kick by Blackwell, not giving any room for a run back.
Blackwell's really got a foot on him. He's doing some great deep kicks. So we're looking for some exciting stuff again from the Dixie defense here, and they're really looking to be able to stop the pass here. And so far they haven't done a real good job of stopping the pass. They need to get some more strength in their secondary and be able to get better coverage on the receivers and give Lucero just nowhere to go.
Well, they have been starting out with some pretty decent pass coverage, but Lucero is able to move around the pocket, giving time, and once again it appears to be a delay of game. There's a little bit of confusion down on the field, not knowing who's going to come in.
They actually only had 10 men on the field. Howard was a late entry for the Phoenix Bears.
You know, like I said a little bit earlier, this is just not mid-season mistakes to be making. I mean, these are kind of mistakes that you make in the preseason, not halfway through the season.
Once again, Lucero, he goes straight back to the air. He's looking for Connor. He actually dumps it off. It's going to be intercepted by number 43 of the Rebels. That's going to be Solo Moananu for the Rebels on the pickoff.
What did I tell you? The Dixie defense needed to come back with strong secondaries. We take another look at this again. Number 43, he's just kind of sitting there, and Lucero throws it, and just right there. Great coverage by the defensive secondary of the Dixie Rebels.
That was really a pressure interception there, as Dixie was able to get their defensive front up the field and apply pressure to Lucero. He really had nowhere to go with that ball. So Nielsen and Sane line up behind Hampton. Hampton once again to go to the air. He's got guys. He's going to go opt for Nielsen. He's going to try to turn the corner. He's going to be knocked out of bounds about the 7-yard line.
More dragged out of bounds by Ryan West, just barely able to hold on to him.
Ryan West. First and goal for Dixie.
As you see here on the replay, just a quick flare, the linebacker that was supposed to be covering him was on a blitz, and Nielsen just able to turn the corner, almost breaks by his man. If he would have had a little bit more room by the sideline, he probably could have ran that in for a touchdown.
So a 14-yard pickup by Nielsen from Hampton. Once again, the Rebels go back to the I formation. Hampton's calling the play. As the defensive jumps, there's going to be a flag. Aaron Sane battles forward for about 4 or 5 yards.
That was a free play for the Rebels there.
Once again, I'm kind of surprised by the way the Bears are having so many mental mistakes. I mean, you're obviously going to have 1 or 2 mental mistakes in the game, but of this multitude in the first quarter, it's just, that's not even acceptable at all.
So once again, Dixie is deep into the Bears territory at about the 4-yard line. It'll be first and goal.
Let's take another look at that. Definitely offsides on the defense of the Bears.
Great call there, Jim.
The Bears.
The referees are working out exactly where the ball will be placed. And it's going to take it inside the 5 to about the 3.5 yard line. We'll call it the 4.
So we're going to replay first and goal here.
So here we go. Brian Mullen to the left, Ethan Ross lined up to the right. They're going to pitch it out to Nielsen. He's able to cut back, and he's in for the touchdown.
Great job by Tony Nielsen, able to read where the hole's going. He's able to read where the linebackers are flowing to, cuts it right up the field, able to break right through the defense for the 6 points. Great job.
So 2 quick touchdowns by the Dixie Rebels here. Great job as we're taking another look at this. Just a sweep out to the right side as Nielsen does a great job of cutting to the inside and finds a hole and just gets the touchdown, 6 points. So the Dixie Rebels are going to go for 2 here to try and make up for that extra point they didn't get last time.
So Nielsen with his 5th touchdown on the year for the Rebels. Queen Hampton's got Ross and Anderson lined up as the receivers. A little fake to Aaron Sane, and Tony Nielsen's actually going to beat him to the outside. So we got a 2-point conversion. And now Dixie leads 14-0.
Well, as you see here on the replay, just a quick option, and Lamont James just not able to get outside to catch Nielsen. Good acceleration by Nielsen.
Excellent job by the Rebels there to get the 2-point conversion to make up for that extra point that they missed before.
So Dixie has had 2 possessions now that have been successful as they're able to get 7 points, actually 6 on one, 8 on the other. but they do extend the lead 14-0 here in the first quarter. We've still got 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
I want to see if Blackwell's going to kick it out of the end zone again.
Number 29, Travis Blackwell, kicking off for the Rebels.
Well, Blackwell has had 2 touchbacks for the Rebels. Once again, number 30 and number 27 is back for Phoenix College. Travis Gamage
Deep to
and
receive the kick, number 27,
James Harrisell.
And number 30, Travis Gamage.
So here comes Blackwell and the kicking unit for the Dixie College Rebels. Not as deep as last time. It'll drop about the 10-yard line. Harrisell is going to field it. He picks it up. He's got room up the left side. He's got to beat one man. He's going to be pushed out of bounds by number 3, John Robotham.
Well, once again, that was a good kick. It died right about the 10-yard line. It just hit the ground and stopped right there. But Harrisell able to pick it up, picks 1 or 2 blocks, and able to get up the sideline for about a, let's call that about a 15-yard return. Good job.
So once again, we'll watch Lucero as he's going to go to the air. You can almost call it straight. He hasn't given the ball to Howard much at all. He goes over to the left side. He's got O'Hara. He's going to pick up the first down. He's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 37-yard line.
That was a great little button hook by O'Hara. Just went 5 yards, button hook, made the catch, and was good enough for the first down.
Well, they're going to go to the no-huddle offense here as Carrillo and Connor will line up to the right, and O'Hara will line up to the left.
It's like they're going to try and confuse the Dixie defense with that no-huddle offense.
Not only that, but they can't afford anymore miss calls on the sideline, not being able to get the call in, getting the delay of game.
Lucero once again right back to that same play, and it's going to be up at about the 49-yard line. O'Hara on the reception there.
That's another first down for the Rebels. As we're taking a look at that, O'Hara is just right there, wide open, and great job of being able to catch that.
Throwing these little short routes is going to set up the deep ball for the Bears eventually, because these corners are going to bite on that one time sooner or later. So Lucero will give the ball to Howard. He's going to be stacked up. Actually, he bounces off. He fumbles the ball now. The ball is loose. It's going to be recovered by Dixie College by number 6, Cody Waite.
Great job by the defense. Good run there by number 25, Bobby Carrillo. As you see here on the replay, he's able to break tackles, spinning off of guys, gets to the outside, but the ball's popped out right there, and Wade just able to dive on the ball. Terrific play by the defense, able to cause the fumble.
So Monteros just actually coughs the ball up at about the 41-yard line. Dixie will take over at their own 39. So Lucero gets something positive going for the offense and is spoiled by a fumble. They'll go to the draw play. Sain's got room. He's going to be head tackled actually by number 26, Lamont Jones of the Bears.
That was a great fake by Hampton. He looks like he's dropping back to pass. He does a quick draw. As we take another look at that, look at this. Hampton looked like he was going to pass in a quick draw up the middle with number 21, Aaron Sain.
Well, Jones just hanging on for dear life on Sain. He's 185 pounds. Meanwhile, Sain being 215 pounds. I'm surprised that Jones was able to bring him down.
So Anderson lines up to the left. Ethan Ross will line up in the slot position for the Rebels. Looks like the Bears are coming with some heat. They're going to get to Quinn Hampton, and he's going to be dropped by number 1, Shane Johnson, a 6-foot, 200-pound linebacker out of Maryville High School.
As you see here on the replay, the Bears just bring everything except for maybe the kitchen sink on that play. And number 1, Shane Johnson, just able to break through. There was not enough blockers to pick up the blitz well enough. Hampton not able to get the ball off.
Definitely too many men for the offensive line to be able to pick up, and Johnson just got in there untouched.
Once again, Dixie has been sticking to this I formation all night. They line up with Gines and Ross again. Quinn Hampton 2 pass. He's going to look deep. He goes over the defense. He's got Ross once again, just overthrows him.
Well, once again, Ross able to get past the free safety. The ball just barely overthrown to him. It's pretty much the same play they threw last time on that touchdown for the 80-yard gain.
Ross just couldn't get his legs moving fast enough to be able to catch up to that ball.
Well, Hampton needs to float that ball just a little bit more, and Ross would have been right underneath it for the 6 points.
So here we go again. Number 22 is checked into the ball game. John Banks for the Rebels. Tony Nielsen will now be the fullback. Quinn Hampton has Ross and Anderson. Once again, he goes there. He's out. A lot of pressure from 51. Hampton's able to escape. He gets the ball off to Tony Nielsen. He's going to take it up the sideline. Great block by Ross. It's going to be a touchdown, Rebels.
Great job by Hampton.
Touchdown, Dixie.
Terrific job by Hampton, able to break out of the tackle, giving the ball to Nielsen. Nielsen able to keep his feet in bounds. It looked for a second like he might have gone out of bounds, but he's able to keep in bounds and accelerate all the way up the sideline for the 6 points. Terrific job.
He got a great block up the sidelines by Ethan Ross that enabled him to score that touchdown. Beautiful play by the Rebels. Hampton was able to buy himself some time as he scrambled out and found the open man, Nielsen. So here we go with the extra point as Blackwell's on. He's already missed one today. And the kick is up, and that one's going to be good. So the Dixie College Rebels lead the Phoenix College Bears 21-0 with 46 seconds left in this first quarter.
One thing that the Bears have to worry about, they're coming out with some very heavy blitzing, but one thing you have to worry about, if the quarterback can find just enough time to get the ball off, you don't have enough men downfield to stop you. To stop the running back, as you saw with Nielsen there, he's just able to get the ball, and there was pretty much nobody that could stop him.
Now, he had a lot of pressure, though, coming from his outside as Nick Correa, number 51, the outside linebacker for the Bears. He overran Hampton. Hampton just made one step up, and that bought him enough time to find Nielsen.
The PC Bears are just making a lot of mental mistakes with that fumble there, and the Dixie Rebels are doing an excellent job of capitalizing on those mistakes. And that's what's leading the score up to be 21-0 here, as we're preparing to go into the second quarter.
So Gamage and Harrishill back deep for the PC Bears for the 4th time today already. And
Rodney Rebels getting his work cut out for him there, doing push-ups and stuff, as
Well,
Dixie keeps scoring.
He's putting on a little weight. I think he needs to do some more.
Maybe I start doing crunches next.
So Blackwell with another kick. It's going to be deep. It's going to be fielded about the, actually in the end zone. Harrishill loses it. He's going to take it out. Is he crazy? He's going to be dropped at about the 5-yard line. Coach Gary Cook is not going to be happy with that.
Well, that was a terrible decision by Harrishill. Last time when I guess he was remembering last time when he got the good run back. But that time the previous kick, he got the ball on the 10-yard line. This time, when you're back that deep in the end zone and you drop the ball, you have to take a knee. You cannot try to run it out from there, especially with the way the special teams for Dixie's been playing this year.
He was a dead duck as soon as he passed that
Watch this again. I mean,
goal line.
He drops the ball, and he's stumbling to get it, and I really cannot believe that he even tried to take this out. I mean, Dixie's all the way there by the time he even gets out, and he just gets dropped at the 5.
That's going to win my Bonehead Award.
Once again, the Bears fumble the ball. Lucero drops on it. Well, Gamage really tried to tell him, hey, let's down the ball, and Harrishill just picked it up and decided he'd go.
See, the problem with this is for the PC Bears is that the Bears, they're not getting any kind of motivation here. They need to get some motivation. They need to get some great stuff out of Lucero here and be able to get themselves out of this hole and be able to move the ball down the field, because this is going to kill them, because they're just going to get down and down.
Well, they really did some positive things on their last possession, but of course they fumbled the ball at the end.
Right. See, this kind of stuff will just kill their motivation.
So Lucero to go to the air. He lays it up high for Connor. He's going to be intercepted, and he's going to be dropped at the 22-yard line. That's going to be intercepted by number 27, Grant Smith, for the Dixie College Rebels.
Well, it looked like Jimmy Connor was looking for a flag after that play, but he's not going to get one. Terrific defensive play by Smith. As you see here on the replay, Vassell just drops back, floats the ball up high, and the receiver tries to get back to the ball. It looks like number 24, Jeff Howard, pardon me, that's Sean Kojima, might have been getting a little bit of a pass interference, but I don't know if that was much of a catchable ball with 3 men there.
So here we go again. Ethan Ross will line up in the slot. Wyatt Gines will line up to the right of Hampton. Nielsen and Sane right behind, directly behind Hampton. He goes to the air again, looks for a little screen pass to Ross. He goes across the middle. He cuts it outside. He has a couple men to beat. He dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels!
Terrific
Touchdown,
throw.
Ethan Ross!
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe this. Ross is just doing a great job of moving it, of maneuvering inside there and cutting back to the right, to the left. Let's take another look at this again. Hampton, he just drops back to pass. And he's looking, and he sees Ross there. And look, he's going to the right, does a great job of cutting back to the left and just getting to the outside and moving around there and diving into the end zone for another 6 for the Rebels here. And that makes it 27-0 as Blackwell is going to try for the extra point again.
So that's Ethan Ross's 4th touchdown of the year, the 2nd of today's game, as Blackwell puts it up through the uprights.
Extra point attempt is good. Makes the score. Yo, Dixie, come
What a first quarter by the Dixie Rebels here as they bring up the score to 28-0.
Yeah, and that's the end of the first quarter as Dixie leads 28-0.
Let's take a look at. There's Ethan Ross's parents are here to enjoy the game, and I'm sure they've got to be gleaming with pride there for their son.
Well, he's really showing his ability to out-accelerate anybody on this Bears team. As they switch sides, getting ready to set up over the kickoff. Getting ready to start the second quarter.
So the Rebels, they're going to line up to kick off once again here. Blackwell, he's had some great deep kicks into the end zone, and of course the Bears making that mental mistake last time and trying to take it out and only getting to the 5-yard line and then throwing the interception. Like I said, Lucera, he's got to come out now and he's got to be able to make the passes like he was when they first started. He's got to look past what's happened so far and be able to bring. There's plenty of football to be played here, and I've seen bigger comebacks before.
Well, hopefully in the PC Bears over on their side, hopefully they feel they can still come back. Dixie has really dominated the game from the very first kickoff.
Well, Harrisville is probably going to try to run this one back again because I guess
Coach,
he's trying to get something good going for his team, but you're not going to get something good going if you're starting from your own 5-yard line.
Well, it's another deep kick by Blackwell, and that's going to be down by number 20, number 80.
Actually, I believe that's number 30,
I'll get this
Travis Gamage, being a little bit wiser than Harrisville there, downing the ball.
That's going to bring it out to their own 20. The PC Bears are going to start on their 20-yard line. And Lucera and the offensive unit is going to come back onto the field for the PC Bears and try and make something happen. They've got to have something. They've got to do the same thing that they were doing early on in the game and being able to make those quick completions and be able to drive the ball up the field with their air attack.
I think they ought to go back to Scott Asai here. He's had a good game so far, able to get on those quick tight end posts, getting over the linebackers and under the DBs.
Take a look at Lucera. He drops back to pass. And, it's a quick out to number 30.
Well, Gamage right there tried to, it looks like about the end of the play, tried to cut it back. But when you're in this position, you just have to run as far as you can, drive through the linebackers as best you can.
That's the kind of stuff that these Bears are going to need to do. They're going to have to get these short plays and just drive the ball up, just 1 yard at a time if they have to do it that way. And they're doing a good. That was a great opening play of this drive. So they come out to do it again. Lucero, he drops back, or he's under center again. He's got 2 to the left and 1 to the right. Drops back to pass. Scrambles. He's going deep. He's got a man. That was great coverage. He just throws it over.
Well, Lucero, when he's going for that deep ball, he has to float it up a little bit better. Give his receiver time to react to the ball. As it kind of reminds me of what Randall Cunningham and Randy Moss do for the Minnesota Vikings. Cunningham doesn't really have the arm to throw over everybody. He just floats the ball up in the air, and Moss is able to react to it, is what they most quarterbacks should do on a deep ball. They need to throw the ball up in the air, float it, give the receiver time to react to the ball.
I wouldn't say Cunningham doesn't have the arm. He probably has one of the best arms in the NFL. But anyway.
Let's just say that Randy Moss has the feet to outrun that ball.
That's what I meant, sure.
Great job by number 47, Pursuit. And that's You find it.
Anton Palapoy
Anton
doing a
Palapoy.
great job accelerating through the line, getting that shoestring tackle on Lucero.
So that's going to bring up a 4th down. Let's take another look at that again. Palapoy just gets in there. Great job of getting his hands on Lucero there. So that's going to bring the punt unit on again for the Bears.
The offensive line needs to do a better job picking up Dixie's blitz if the Bears want to get back into this football game.
We'll see exactly what the special teams unit here can do for the Rebels. It's a deep kick down to the 40.
Is that the first time we've seen the punting unit actually?
Actually, the second time.
Well,
It's been all interceptions and fumbles.
Yeah, it's really, the first quarter was really sloppy for the Bears, as they were penalized numerous times, and they coughed the ball up and threw interceptions.
Let's take another look at that punt again. It's a great high punt. And,
much better than the previous punt.
so the Dixie Rebels, they're doing it again with their I formation, and Hampton, he's under center. Got some movement on the line. There is a flag. And that's handed off to number 22. 22.
John Banks right there, not able to get outside of the linebackers, but it looks like we're going to have an offsides call, which is going to march up the ball 5 yards anyway.
Well, if you notice something there with the Bears, they actually got the defensive front to actually get some pressure towards Quinn Hampton and towards the way the ball was going. Number 1, Shane Johnson, was in on the tackle. He's so quick east to west, as I was talking with one of the coaches from the Bears earlier, that they really feel confident in his game. They think that he's really the leader on defense.
As you see there on the replay, it looks like number 50, Ryan Roth, but we have a holding penalty as they offset, and they're just going to have to replay the down. I don't know if that holding penalty would count if the offsides was before the play. I didn't know they counted anything after the play if the offense accepts.
It's a free play they continue the play.
I'm not much knowledgeable
Hampton,
for the rules.
it's a sweep out to Banks. And he's got nowhere to run. Just runs into 2 defenders there.
Once again, everybody for the Bears there was staying in their lanes. They were pursuing the ball in their lanes, and they had great containment on the backside that enabled Banks to make the cutback here. Watch the outside linebacker coming from the weak side. Look at him. He's got great containment on that. Banks isn't going to get by him on that.
It looked like that was number 95, Dan Miller, just walked his man right into the other man, sandwiching Banks.
So the Dixie Rebels, they come out of their huddle in a pro formation here. And he's got Ross to the right. It's going to be a stoppage of play here. Timeout by the Rebels.
The play clock was down to 2 before Quinn Hampton got that timeout called.
We've been seeing a lot of that so far today, of not being able to get the play off in time.
That's the first time for the Rebels. And
well, there's a first time for everything, I guess.
well, you know, I really am impressed so far by the Dixie Rebels. They're showing why they're the number 2 team in the country, and just doing a great job on defense and getting interceptions and being able to force fumbles. And then once they have those, they're able to capitalize on the offense that's coming out. Quinn Hampton is doing a great job with the passing to Ethan Ross, and Ethan Ross is doing a great job of getting himself open deep down the field to be able to take down, 2 for a touchdown. So
I've been most impressed by Quinn Hampton's play today. He's been really poised back in the pocket. He hasn't been flustered. He hasn't showed that this defense is really getting to him. He's been able to stay back, find the open man, and hit him, and give him a good ball to catch.
I agree, Mike. He's doing a great job being patient in the pocket, and that's very important for a quarterback, to be able to look for his receivers and find them deep down the field. So as they come out to do it again, it's going to be a 2nd and 11 here. As Quinn Hampton, he gets under center in the pro formation again. He's got Ross to the right. So he drops back to pass. He's looking for Ware. Ware just not able to get to it.
Well, this defense of the Bears have really are showing us something that they haven't showed us before. They're actually staying with their men here in the open field in the secondary. Quinn Hampton, that almost had to be a perfect pass for Quinn Hampton to complete that, as Aaron Ware had another man closing in on him on the other side. He was actually double covered there.
I believe his name is Paris Moore. Did a great job getting in front of Ware, letting him not able to get in front to the ball.
Well, Dixie set to do it again here as they line up in the I formation. And Hampton drops back to pass again. He's rolling right. And he's going down. Nowhere to throw the ball.
That was a real smart play by Hampton. He took the sack because he saw that there was great coverage down the field. He wasn't trying to force anything to make anything happen for the Bears.
That's one thing that Lucero has done so far in the game. He tries to force a lot of plays that just aren't open, and that's led to most of his interceptions so far in the game. Hampton showing good poise.
The difference between Hampton and Lucero is Hampton's getting a lot of help from the different positions at the wide receiver and the running back positions, where Lucero has been the focus of the offense. He's really had, he has the weight on his shoulders to get it done.
Yeah, that makes Dixie's defensive job that much easier.
Well, here we go. Anderson's back on to punt again. It's a high spiraling punt.
It's going to be a fair catch at the 26-yard line.
Well, Lamont Jones right there, not really willing to try to run the ball up the field. As good pursuit by the Dixie special teams forces him to call the fair catch.
So they're going to start, the Bears are going to be starting on their own 27-yard line. And Lucero and the offensive attack is coming back onto the field, looking to do something. They've got to get something going here. This is a key drive here, because if they keep getting stopped, they're mentally going down, and they just can't come back from that. Actually, we've got a quarterback change here, and that's number 13, Justin Bowers. And he's dropped back to pass, and he's pursued, and he's being brought down by number 79, Junior Savi.
Well,
does a great job of getting to his ankles and bringing him down.
I guess they changed quarterbacks, but the same end result. They just haven't been able to get it together here for the Bears. I really think they need to go back to those little quick out patterns. They were able to move the ball up the field earlier on a possession that resulted in a fumble, and Dixie was able to recover. But I think they should go right back to stuff like that, stuff that's going to give them positive gains down the field.
So Bowers, he drops back to pass again, and he's pursued again. That's Sayavi again in there to bring him down. Great pursuit by number 79, Junior Sayavi.
Well, that's one thing Dixie's done all year. They've averaged 6 sacks a game as we see a flag on the field. Looks like it might be a holding penalty. Dixie's going to
I think it was actually a false start on one of the wide receivers.
Let's take a look at that again.
Call it holding?
Sayavi just does a great job of pursuing him and getting himself in there to make the play.
Sayavi's listed at 6'5", 309 pounds, so quite a framework there for a defensive lineman. That's a lot of work for an offensive lineman to hold him off all game. Actually, it was a holding penalty instead of a false start. I thought I saw one of the wide receivers move early, though.
I'm wondering if Lucero is injured in some way, causing the change of quarterbacks, because he was doing an all right job. He just wasn't getting much help from his other positions, as you mentioned before, Mike.
Well, Bowers is set to do it again. So he drops back to pass and gets a quick screen to number 24. That's Jeff Howard. He's not able to keep on his feet, and he just slips.
Well, he heard the footsteps coming from the linebackers. He tried to cut back, and field just gave out from under him, falls right on his butt. As you see here, the good pressure, pretty good play call, but the linebackers just reading that play the whole way. Good job, especially by number 53 for the Rebels, Danny Robinson, keeping right with them.
So that brings the punting unit back out. Bad snap and a bad punt.
I guess a little bad at everything.
But it is going to take a Bears bounce, and it's going to go back down to about the Dixie 36.
Well, once again, this is great field position for Dixie. They haven't had any really poor field position all game. Really, one thing about the Bears that I haven't been too impressed with is they haven't even showed that they have a running game. Why do they even line up a running back when they know you're going to pass every down? They might have run the ball maybe 4 times today. I think they need to go back to that running game and try to establish something positive with their rushing game. So you just can't go back and set up and pass. Dixie's ready for that.
So the Dixie offense is back out on the field in the I formation. Hampton's under center. Ross out to the right. Hampton drops back to pass. Very patient. He's got Ware wide open, and Ware is able to catch it, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 32-yard line.
Well, that was a well-thrown ball by Hampton. And Ware finding the soft spot in the defense, staying there. Hampton just lofts the ball up in the air, as you see here on the replay. Drops back. Good protection by the line. No, hardly any pressure at all except for right there at the end. Lobs the ball right up there, and Ware able to get the catch and then goes right out of bounds.
Great job by Ware and getting himself open there and be able to keep his hands on the ball and be able to get out of bounds there.
The great thing about that is they had Aaron Ware isolated on one of the linebackers. Aaron Ware runs like a wide receiver.
So Hampton, he's under center again. We got some movement on the line here.
Once again, the offsides by the Bears. There's just way too many mental mistakes for them here. They are killing themselves.
It's when you get down like this, I mean, they're down 28-0. They're going to have a lot of mental mistakes here, and they're just mentally down. And it's just a tough break. So that's going to bring up 1st and 5 for the Rebels.
Well, it seems like the Bears are just content to hand over Coach Croshaw his 150th win. I'm sure he'd rather have it with his team playing a great game instead of the opposing team playing a terrible game.
Well, I think Dixie is playing a great game. They're doing a great job of capitalizing on the mistakes. And, I mean, that's the signs of a great team is whenever they can capitalize on mistakes of the other team. And so Hampton, he's under center again. And, it's a fake to the sweep. He drops back to pass. He's got Ware wide open in the middle there. Great job. That's going to bring it down to about a 13-yard line. And just a great job, 1st down for the Rebels.
The Bears' middle linebackers and actually strong safeties, they're missing assignments here in the secondary. No one is picking up Aaron Ware as he comes out. He's watch him here. He comes off. He's got 7 or 8 yards between anybody that's even near him.
I believe one of the main reasons that the linebackers aren't picking up their men is because Dixie's been able to show that they have their running game going, and so when they go for these little play-action passes, the linebackers bite on it, as you saw in the replay, and then it just gives the middle that just wide open.
That's Hampton. So he fumbles it. It was a bad handoff. And he
actually dropped to a knee to pick up that fumble, so that's why they call it down at the 19-yard line. So I guess one mistake for the Rebels.
One to
about 10.
Ball fumbled and recovered.
So if the Bears are winning in one department, it is the mental mistakes.
It brings up a 2nd and 14 for the Rebels as they come out of their huddle again. Got Ross to the right, I formation. Hampton, he sweeps it out to Anthony Jones. Anthony Jones, and he's able to pick up about 2.
One thing, if you watch the defensive front for the PC Bears, it's actually they come straight from their three-point stand, and they come and they go straight up. They don't get anything from their legs as they burst off. Watch them here as they watch the middle, the 2 windows. That guy is the only one that blew off on the ball. Everybody else stands straight up and waits for Dixie to get up under him and blow him off the ball.
Yeah, even though they're down 28-0, they can't just lay over and die this early in the game. I mean, there's still 8 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. There's plenty of time for them to get back in this game, but they have to fight for it every step of the way, and no more mental mistakes.
So that's the problem, is that they're just making those mistakes, and they're not being able to recuperate from those mistakes. They're not going to be able to recover, and you know, it's just too bad because there is a lot, like you said, Joe. There's a lot of football to be played here today. So Dixie comes out again. Hampton's got Ross to the right, in the I formation, and he drops back to pass. He's looking for Ross, and Ross, great job by number 9, Robert Gray, and being able to knock the ball away.
Gray just able to get his hand up there and tip the ball away right at the last second. I mean, Ross had him beat. The ball was well thrown, just good defensive play there by Gray, able to tip the ball away right at the right
If Gray doesn't
time.
get his hand up, that's 6 points for the Rebels. That's Ethan Ross's third touchdown there if he doesn't get his hand up in there.
So that's going to bring the field goal unit on to the Rebels. It's Blackwell. He's going to try for about a 34-yard field goal here. That's number 20, Carl Olson, holding for the Rebels.
It's
Oh, it's blocked.
Looks like we're gonna have. Looks like number 41 gets the ball. Nice job with the block. Almost runs it back for a touchdown if they wouldn't have been tackled right about the 50-yard line.
So a positive thing here for the Bears here, and hopefully they're going to be able to capitalize. This is going to be great starting field position at the 50-yard line midfield, and hopefully the offensive unit of the Bears is going to be able to come out and be able to get something going here for them and be able to move the ball down the field and hopefully be able to get 6 points on the board for them.
Now, I haven't been able to see Lucero on the sideline. I don't know if he's sitting down or if he's hurt or what's going on.
It looks like
here.
he's back there just chilling on the bench.
Bowers
I probably
again.
can't see it on the screen.
Bowers drops back to pass, and he had a man wide open and is unable to hit number 20, David O'Hara.
Pass goes incomplete. Second down and 10.
Well, Bowers has got to be patient on that little out route. He's got to make sure that his receiver knows that he's the primary receiver and that's where he's going. But they've got to break those routes off and make them clean and crisp as possible.
Not only that, but the receivers always have to be looking for the ball. I mean, when you're down by this far, they always have to. Everybody on this team has to be making the great play to get back in the ball game.
So Bowers, he drops back to pass again, and they're going to stop the play.
Looks like it might have been a false start there.
See, Dixie's only rushing 4 linemen and maybe 2 out there. Actually, yeah, they're dropping everybody back.
False start offense, 5-yard penalty. Tough break for the Bears, and with that great block of the field goal and be able to get the ball down at midfield, and now they've got a really tough 2nd and 15 here.
I can't tell who that is on your screen there getting his shoulder checked.
That's Aaron Sane.
I hope he's all right.
Bowers is pursued by Dan Brigham. Dan Brigham just did a great job pursuing, getting in from the outside and just pursuing Bowers and being able to take him down. Great job.
Well, it looks like Bowers is trying to be the running quarterback out there, but Lucero has a much better, as you see on the replay here, he just tucks the ball and tries to run. But Lucero's more of the quick quarterback. He's not exactly as quick as Lucero. And just a great job by Dixie defense pursuing from behind to get the sack.
Well, Dan Brigham just showed exactly how fast he is on that. He turned the corner real quick, and he came right after Bowers.
So Bowers, he ready to try again here. He drops back to pass, and he's being pursued by Brigham again. And he does a great little shovel pass to number 24, Jeff Howard, but he's to no avail. Doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, Dan Brigham is a 6'4", 208-pound free safety, and he's just he can fly for a 208-pound guy. As you see here, he just breaks in, able to. I mean, it looks like number 24, Jeff Howard, should have gone up the middle instead, but he tries to break it to the outside, and Dixie's able to get him for this quick stop.
So we're going to get another punt here from the Bears. And it's a little better punt. High. That's fielded by number 80, Wyatt
Punt
Gines.
taken by number 80, Wyatt Giles.
Well, so if the Bears are doing one thing right, their special teams have been okay every time they've had to punt. He's not getting off great punts, but they're able to field it. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. He's laying it up and letting his coverage unit go down the field and make the tackle.
Well, they can't just rely on their special teams this late in the game. Their offense has to get going.
Their offense is showing that they can't do anything yet.
Well, Dixie Rebels are out there. Do it again on the offense. It's Quinn Hampton. And, he's got Ross to the right in I formation with Nielsen, and he hands it off to Jones. That's a great run.
Tony Jones showing once again that he's the kind of power runner that the Dixie Rebels have all over on their offensive running game. He's just able to break through tackles, get the 11-yard gain. As you may remember earlier in the season, when Tony Nielsen was down with the slight ankle injury, Jones was able to come in and get some great yardage. He's averaged 4.8 yards per carry this season.
Did a great job against Tyler, Texas. So Hampton under center again. He drops back to pass, and he's rolling right, looking. He's got Ross there, and it's going to be called incomplete.
Well, he caught the ball, but his feet were out of bounds, even though he slid inside. Great job by Jones on that cut block, able to give Hampton time to deliver the ball. But it's not.
Ethan Ross ran a really good route there. He was able to make the hard cutback. If we could take a look at it on the screen, I don't think we're going to be able to pick it up. Right about there, he makes a hard cut, and he just loses the cornerback. He's 5-6 yards off of him.
Well, he's just showing that he's got more speed than anybody on the Bears team so far today.
So Ross goes out to the left, and Gines comes out to the right. I formation. Quinn Hampton, and he hands it off to Nielsen, who's not able to pick up any yards, but there is a flag on the play.
There's going to be a holding call here against Dixie.
That's what I was going to say.
Well, sorry, Jim, I cut you off.
It's okay, Mike.
Hey, as long as the play gets through, right? All right. As you see here on the replay, just a quick handoff to Nielsen, and it looks like the holding penalty is going to be, I believe that's on number 58. John Watson. Looks like he was just giving his man just jumping on his man's back.
Replay, second down.
So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 20.
So we've got 5:31 left here. The Rebels scored all 28 points in the first quarter.
As you see, Coach Croshaw doesn't exactly agree with the call, but coaches rarely do when it's not in their favor.
That's probably true. Well, Dixie's set to do it again here. Ross split out to the left, and Anderson split out to the right. Nielsen and Jones behind Hampton in the I formation.
Croshaw has given the referees a little bit about what he thinks.
So Hampton calls the play, and he drops back to pass. Oh, he tried to do a quick screen to Tony Jones, and it's going to fall incomplete.
Well, Tony Jones, it didn't look like he had anyone covering him downfield. Had he caught that ball, he could have got some great yardage on the play. It's a good call. As you see here on the replay, he just took his eye off the ball, watching number 51 coming up on him. That was Nick Correa, I guess, coming up on him. He just looks ahead of him, looks ahead to the field, and takes his eye off the ball and drops it.
Well, Dixie lining up to do it again in this 3rd and 20 try. We've got Ross to the right and Gines to the left. He drops back to pass. He's looking for Ross. But great catch by Ross! Awesome!
Ross with Paris Moore on his back, able to grab the ball. Great catch, terrific catch.
He was in double coverage there and just was able to pull that ball in. Just a great catch by Ross.
Well, I was going to say that Aaron Ware looked like he was breaking open on the middle. As you see here on the replay, Hampton with the pump fake and just lays the ball up there. And Ross just able to grab the ball, stays in front of his man, gets his body in just the right position. Ball goes through the 2 cornerbacks. Just a terrific concentration job by Ross, able to catch the ball.
That pump fake is really what set that play up. Ross was able to get behind the cornerbacks there as they both jumped and bit for that play fake.
So Tony Jones gets the handoff, and he does a great job breaking some tackles, and he gets about a 12, 13-yard gain there. Great job, but there's a flag on the play.
Well, it looks like that's either a late hit or some kind of personal foul on number 8, Chris Anderson, as he was blocking for Jones on the weak side.
He blew his man outside, actually out of bounds, and was continued to hit him out there. Once they're out of bounds, they're no longer. You don't touch them out there.
So that'll be a tough break for the Rebels.
The thing is, they haven't had very many tough breaks for them so far today.
That's true.
They've been able to capitalize on all the Bears' tough breaks.
Yeah. As the refs, they discuss what happened here. It looks like they've decided.
Well, the man who threw the flag isn't even involved over there. I mean, usually the man who throws the flag needs to be. Well, that's a personal foul.
Offense, penalties, offset, first down, Dixie.
I guess they must have had some kind of little scuffle over there. As you see here on the replay, I don't know, I guess you can't see the play, but Jones showing that he's a great power running back, able to break through and just break tackles, drive the men who try to jump on his back, just try to take him down, but he's just able to drive his legs and get the extra yardage after contact.
So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Rebels here. They need to get to their own, to the Bears' 3-yard line to get a first down. So they come out of the huddle again. Gines is splitting out to the left, and Ross is splitting out to the right. We've got Nielsen and Jones lined up in the I formation behind Hampton. So Hampton, he sweeps it out to Jones. And Jones does a great job and barrels his way in
Just
to
about
the 1-yard line. She's taken out of bounds.
That was some straight hard running there by Jones. He just lowered his shoulder. Watch this. As he gets the pitch, he obviously gets out quicker than anybody else to the outside. Gines has got his man sealed off. He just puts his head down and runs right through everybody.
Actually, I believe that was Tony Nielsen playing fullback right now. They do that on occasion. They bring Nielsen in out of the starting fullback position.
That was Jones.
Well, my eyesight isn't that great from up here.
Offense,
That's going to be called back.
15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
What was the penalty? I didn't hear what he said.
Personal foul.
Huh.
Dixie Rebels, they shouldn't be getting all these personal fouls. They're up by 28 points. What do they have to get mad about unless the Bears are doing something cheap and getting away with it? I'm not sure what's going on down there.
Well, when you're losing to a team this bad, somebody on the Bears might be trying to frustrate somebody on the Rebels, giving them cheap shots when they're under the pile or doing something. It's just a retaliation type of deal.
Usually the man that retaliates is the one that's going to get the call.
That's true. Well, Hampton, he's got a long way to go for a first down here. And he drops back to pass, and he's being pursued. And he just goes down. Had nowhere to run.
Yeah, for once, the Bears finally got some pressure up the middle like they've needed to all game.
7-yard loss on the quarterback sack.
So
That's going to make it second and I don't know how much that is. My math isn't that good, but that's a heck of a lot. As you see here on the replay, great pursuit by the Bears, able to break through the line and get the sack. Terrific job.
that's about a 2nd and 36.
Yeah, Dixie is definitely going in the wrong way. They need to be moving the ball towards the end zone instead of away from the end zone.
Well, they are just trying to run the ball, run the clock down, as there's only about 3:15 left here in the second quarter.
So Hampton, he's under center again. He's got Anderson to the right, or Ross to the right. And he throws it to Ross, but Ross is unable to keep his hands on it.
Well, it looks like they were trying to set up that quick screen that they've done already in the game where Ross scored the touchdown, but it's, as you see here on the replay, just great coverage by the Bears, sniffing out the play, especially number 15, Jamari Bryant, just covers Ross from the back, not letting him get anywhere on the play.
Well, Jamari Bryant wasn't fooled by that play at all. He'd already seen it go for a touchdown earlier in the game against him, so he was definitely not going to let that happen again.
So it's another 3rd and 35 try. Ross is split out to the right. Hampton drops back to pass. And he's looking for Ross deep. Ross is open, but he's unable to hold on to the ball.
I tell you, if Hampton would have got that ball a little bit deeper, maybe thrown it to the end zone, Ross would have had another 6 points. But he somewhat underthrows, and Ross has to go back to react to the ball, gives the defense a chance to come up and make the play.
Now, I don't know how they didn't call that pass interference. Bryant had no idea where the ball even was. All he was doing was watching Ethan Ross's eyes get bigger as the ball came closer. Bryant didn't even move or even turn around to even see where that ball was coming. Usually on that, you will get a pass interference call.
That's a good call, Mike. I totally agree with that. Punting unit comes back on for looking to get a little pooch punt here. Anderson.
You know, this is really unfortunate for the Rebels that they have to punt when they were inside the 15-yard line of the Bears, and they're going to come away with nothing. Oh, beautiful fielding by number 82 for the Rebels as he was able to catch the ball. Jimmy Everett.
Well, Everett right there just great job accelerating past the punt. That was a low line drive kick. That was a great job running down there and catching the ball, able to stop it inside the 10-yard line.
So bad field position for the Bears here. Imagine that, the Bears having bad field position. But, you know, that's a tough break for them. But,
well, once again, the Rebels able to turn something bad for them into something good with their special teams.
well, we've got Lucero back in as quarterback, and he's in the shotgun formation, and he drops back to pass. Oh, he's being pursued in. Oh, does a great job. Almost intercepted by Dan Brigham.
Once again, Lucero is trying to create a play as he's on the move. He's throwing off his back foot. Brigham, read him the whole way. He's flushed out of the pocket, and he just tries to make a play that's really not there. On that, you've got to get the ball and throw it away.
If Dan Brigham would have caught that, that was 6 points for the Rebels.
He had absolutely no one in front of him. That was kind of a poor choice by Lucero. Even though he is trying to create something, you can't give the game away trying to create something. You have to create something or don't do anything.
Especially when you're that deep into the end zone. If he would have gotten sacked, it would have been a safety. And I think that's what he was really worried about. So we've got some movement on the line here, and whether it's on the Dixie defense or...
Actually, this Junior Saiabi actually jumped off sides as he hit helmets with the center of the Cal Bears, or actually the Cal Bears. That's who the BYU's playing tonight.
And we have a winner on the Cellular One trivia question. Cellular One is a proud sponsor of Rebel football.
Well, Saavi right there just tricked up by the hard snap count. Causes the contact, gives the automatic 5-yard penalty.
Oh, bad snap. And that's a touchdown for the Rebels. Number 17, Dan Brigham.
Lucero right there, he just stands there. Terrible snap. He watched the ball just roll into Brigham's hands instead of diving on the ball. I don't know what he was thinking right there.
Hell, he figured, well, I had to go out of the game earlier. I don't know if it was because he was hit too hard or what, but he just figured, well, what the heck, get it to him. He was just being a nice guy, guys.
Yeah, he's just a little early Christmas present, I guess, as the ball goes just way over his head.
He gives up right there. He says, never mind. You go ahead and have it. Merry Christmas.
This is a tough game for the Bears here, and they're just, as Blackwell, he comes down to try for the extra point. And, it looks to be good.
As you see there, even on the extra point, there is absolutely no rush from the Bears. They've rolled over and died already.
I'm telling you, it's all those mental mistakes that got to them. They've gotten themselves down, and now they're down 35-0. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it.
Now, 35 points is hard to come by, especially against a defense that's so solid as Dixie's is. The Bears have they've really played themselves out of this game. Once again, they're not out. We've got another half of football to play, but if this keeps up, it's going to get ugly before it gets pretty for the Bears.
Well, if the Bears are able to get their running game going, if Lucero is able to play like he did in the first half, then they're going to have they're going to come out with a lot better job in the second half. But they've got to get the running game going, and Lucero's got to get some more help from his wide receivers.
Well, it all starts with the offensive line. If the offensive line can't hold this defensive front of Dixie out, I don't care what Lucero can do. He's not going to be able to do anything if he's got people in his face all night.
You have a good point there. I mean, the line did a terrific job in the first half, in the first quarter, I'm sorry, but just Dixie's defense able to wear him down. They're not able to get anything going offensively, and if their offense stays on the field, the line is just going to crumble worse and worse the longer they're on the field. These big guys, they can't be out there all day.
Well, I imagine we're not going to see much more of Quinn Hampton in the starting lineup here. I imagine that the second stringers are going to start coming in. And as Blackwell, he sets up to kick another kickoff. And he's doing a great job so far getting those deep kicks.
I think we might see Quinn Hampton for one more score, and just to know that the game is really out of reach.
Well, he'll most likely start the second half. A good run back there by Gamage, but he's just not able to get past the Dixie special teams unit. Good job by the coverage team.
Well, he he dropped the ball at first and had a hard time picking it back up. So he actually did a great job of getting out there as he comes up, and he's not feeling very well, it looks like.
Well, I've noticed that these return men for the Bears are able to, they're quick and they're able to make good moves, but they're not holding on to the ball initially. They're not getting to the ball quick enough. If they can get to the ball and get some good blocks down the field, they can probably run this ball a lot farther than they have been so far.
Well, Gabbage is being helped off of the field. That's a tough break for the Bears.
He's one of the wiser return men back there.
Well, Lucera, he's back in the shotgun position again, and he's looking to keep it, and he goes down about the original line of scrimmage.
Well, that looked like there was a designed quarterback keeper there through the whole entire deal.
So take a look at that again.
He makes one move back, and he decides to just take it up the gut. They tried to open up the hole in the middle, but that was easily collapsed by Dixie College.
Good job. The linebackers came up, and one of the Dixie linemen, I wasn't able to see who it was, but he was able to trip up Lucero as he came through the line, getting underneath his blocker. Terrific job closing up that designed quarterback sneak.
So that was actually a loss of 1 on the play here as the Bears, they line up to do it again. We've got 2 split out to the left and 1 to the right as Lucera calls the play in the shotgun position, and it's going to be stopped.
Well, the play clock once again ran down to 0.
My goodness, I can't believe this.
Right to the snap. Delay game. Offense.
I don't know how many times they've had that play called that.
I think that's
called
their
against
4th
them.
today. Their 4th.
At least that, if not
At least
more.
4.
That's ridiculous. I mean, that is truly ridiculous.
This late in the season, I don't know how many times we mentioned that. You just can't do that this late in the season, especially being down by 35.
Well, Lucera, he drops back to pass. Oh, great catch! That was a great catch by number 81, Josh Gill. And being able to pull that in for the first down. Let's.
Gill right there, just great job coming across the field. Ball thrown low, but he's able to dive and drag the ball in. Terrific hands by Gill.
I think that was a great throw by Lucero. I don't think he could have put the ball anywhere different. It might have been intercepted if he doesn't leave it down low.
Well, that was it. Lucera did a great job of getting the ball away at that time and throwing it away and out of bounds, and instead of taking the loss.
Yeah, he's making some better decisions here later in the first half. Not throwing the ball, throwing the ball away when he has to, not throwing the ball into triple coverage or whatever like he did in the first quarter.
Well, hopefully the Bears are saying we will not go quietly into the night, and they're going to try and get something going here. As the 2nd and 10 situation comes up, and Lucero, he's way back. He moves up now. And bad snap, but a great job picking the ball up. He's got number 84 wide open in the middle. That's Wyman Westbrooks, and great job, first down. And so we're starting to see a little bit more of what we saw early on in the first quarter by the Bears. And Lucera, he's doing a great job of finding his receivers open and being able to make big plays.
Well, Jim, did you see how poised Lucero was behind there? After he'd had the bad snap, he was able to pick it up. He stayed in the pocket, didn't just run for any yards.
So Lucera does it again, and he hits number 91. That's Big Scott Asai, and he's hit hard.
Well,
I don't know who
that was a bell ringer on both sides.
Yeah, I don't know who harder there. Was it Grant Smith or Asai?
That's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 2. And, Sarah, another bad snap, and he's patient and throws it right to the Dixie coach.
That was a great grab. He tried to throw it back up so we could get an interception there.
Well, Pat Baker, it looked like he just kind of jumped right away from the ball. As it looks like there's a flag on the field, it's probably going to be a holding penalty. Looks like there's a flag. Oh, well, there is
a flag on the field.
I don't know if that was a roughing the passer or a holding penalty. I think it was a roughing the passer.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer on the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Once again, Mike, you astound me with your great calling.
No, I don't know where it comes from.
It's like divine.
I guess it's just common sense. Well, if we got the replay on that, Lucero was just blasted after he let go of that ball. The outside linebacker took 2 or 3 steps into him. So the Bears here are threatening with 28 seconds left here in the first half.
The Bears are hoping to be able to get some points on before they go into the locker room here to halftime. Lucera, he's going to do it again. Shotgun, drops back to pass. Patient. He's got a man wide open right in the middle. That's a great grab by number 18. Yeah, number 18, Jimmy Connor.
Well, that time, as you see here on the replay, finally Lucera's able to get some help from his wide receivers, finding the open spot in the middle of the field, as Connor just finds the soft spot, comes right under the free safety, and gets the grab.
Yeah, Connor actually found that little seam.
So Lucera, he's dropped back fast. He fumbles it and gets back on it. And they're going to lose quite a few downs on that.
Lucera right there, he needs to jump up in the pocket when he gets pressure. As you see here on the replay, number 47, Palapoy, comes up and just rips the ball right out of his hands. When you have the ball right there, you need to grab the ball in both hands when you're under that kind of pressure.
There's 9.6 seconds left on the clock here in this first half. So there's a timeout on the field. And, this is all one-sided, Mike.
Well, Dixie's really dominated on both sides of the ball, and it all starts at the line of scrimmage. We've been able to get a lot of pressure up the middle on defense, and then on offense, we've really been able to blow their defensive front off the ball. Quinn Hampton, he's really impressed me though throughout this first half. He has stayed so calm and cool behind center. He's been the man out there for Dixie today. As we got to stop a play with 9 seconds left here. The Bears are just trying to get anything they can possible that is positive going into the locker room.
Well, right now they're in field goal range, but I don't think they want 3.
No,
they want 6 here.
They need to get 6 on the board.
A field goal is considered a victory for the defense if they're able to hold from 6 points.
But it would also be a victory for the Bears here to be able to get points on at least 3 on the board.
I think
Lucera, he drops back to pass, and he's looking, and he's hit as he throws the ball. And that's going to bring the clock down to 1.6 seconds left. So they're going to have one more chance here to do something. Let's take a look at that again. Lucera, he's just looking, just being patient, staying in the pocket, and then gets hit right as he throws it.
Well, the thing about that is it's really a coverage sack downfield for the Rebels.
Reset the game clock to 3.8 seconds, please.
Well, they're going to move the game clock back up to 3.8 seconds instead of 1.6.
Timeout.
Well, no matter how you look at it, it's probably just one more play here.
Charge, timeout.
And the Bears call their final timeout.
It will be interesting to see what the Bears are going to do and what adjustments they're going to make in the locker room to come out in the second half and hopefully get some offense going for them.
Mike, if you're Coach Cook, what do you say to your team?
I ask them, what are they doing out there? Are they playing football or are they watching these guys play football? Dixie has just dominated. You know, it's not that the Cal came out, or actually that the who are these guys? Phoenix Bears? I guess I am. But no, the Bears, they came out real flat in the early part of the first quarter, and I just don't think they've been able to rebound. Or Dixie, they came out, and this game is played with emotion and intensity, and Dixie just looked like they just wanted it just a little bit more in this first half.
A little bit more? When they're up 35-0, they wanted it a lot more.
Well, Lucera, he drops back to pass, pump fake, and just gets thrown down.
That was nice.
That's Paliopi.
As you see Palapoy right there, just one-handed sack. Just a great job.
He gave him like a shot to the head. Watch this. Just the forearm comes in. Just gives him a clothesline.
Gives a little point, says stay down.
That's
Well,
right.
I think that just... Well, that just ends it just great. Welcome back to Hanson Stadium for the second half of game as the Dixie Rebels are leading 35-0 against the Phoenix College Bears. And I'm Jim Carpenter here with Mike Nielsen and Joe Tolman. And Mike, What's happened so far?
Well, I think the score speaks for itself. Dixie has been they've really outplayed the Bears today. Let's go ahead and go to the stats real quick. Dixie's had 10 first downs in the first half. They've rushed for only 14 yards, but they've thrown 254 passing yards. Quinn Hampton, 7 of 15 for 3 touchdowns and 254 yards. Total offense, they have 268 yards to the Bears 138. So, there's a lot of difference there on offense. But we've actually kept the ball for only 11 minutes and 28 seconds, where the Bears have had it for 18 minutes. But really, Quinn Hampton has looked like a star out here for the Rebels tonight. Or today, actually.
Well, Ethan Ross and Cody Waite back to return the kick. This is, I believe, the first kick return the Rebels have had all day. It's kicked back. Waite gets the ball. Good wedge up the middle. Breaks it outside. Got some room. Tripped up a little bit. Nice cut back to the inside. Gets up to about the 26-yard line.
Actually coughed the ball up, and the ball went up to about the 32-yard line.
I was going to say, he picked up a few extra yards on the fumble.
Yeah, the ball really rolled his way. Luckily, the Bears didn't jump on that.
Well, as you see here on the kick, it's a pretty decent kick back in the Rebels, just about to the Rebels end zone, actually. Waite just makes a good move, trips up, keeps moving. Ball pops out right there, rolls out of bounds for it, and gets him a couple good gains. So Hampton over the center in the I formation, 2 wide receivers to his left side. Quick handoff to Anthony Jones. And Jones with a nice about 13-yard run.
Great run by Tony Jones. He did an awesome job of pushing his way through and finding the open hole, and he just does a great job running through. Pick up about 13. First down, Rebels. Great start to the second half for the Rebels.
First and 10.
Well, the Rebels picked up right where they left off in the first half. But once again, this Bear defense is showing that they haven't been able to stop Dixie at all.
Once again, Hampton in the I formation, split wide receivers. Quick fake pick, Hampton rolls out. He's got Lyman in front of him, got a man deep. It's Ross, deep. Just overthrows his man. Number 6, Paris Moore, goes up for the interception, but it's out of his hands.
Now, I watched Quinn Hampton that time. He looked off his receiver, Chris Anderson. He knew he had Ethan Ross coming from the backside. Unfortunately for the Rebels, number 6 for the for the Bears, Paris Moore. He read Quinn Hampton all the way. He saw him look off Anderson, and he just floated back into his free safety position. He had great position on that, and that's what caused Hampton to overthrow that ball. He had nowhere really to put it.
Well, Gines and Ross, the wide receivers for Hampton, as he sets up once again in the I formation. This time they give the pitch to Jones, but he is tackled back at the 35-yard line.
Great job by Jones on keeping a hold of the ball. Looks like he was getting ready to drop it, and he's probably thinking back as we take another look at it. Watch Jones. Watch as he almost loses the ball and does a great job of getting his hands back onto it. And because I mean he's got that memory of several fumbles throughout the year, and he's wants to hold on to that ball.
Well, that's a great play there by Robert Gray. He was coming from the cornerback position on a blitz. Great play calling by the Bears coach over on their sidelines. That's the only way they're going to get any pressure. They haven't been able to get any pressure from the defensive front. Bring people on blitzes from the outside.
Hampton drops back. He has pressure. Throws a quick pass to number 87, Aaron Ware, and he gets looks to be about a 15-yard gain, close to the first down marker.
It's gonna be close. Let's take another look at that. Hampton drops back to pass. Ware is just wide open. Does a great hop there and able to pick it up. And it's going to be close to the first down.
The nice thing about Quinn there on his little drop back, as he dropped back, he saw the pressure coming. He knew that he had to wait for Aaron Ware, though, to get one more step to get open. He knew as soon as he let go of the ball, he was immediately going to be hit by the Bears defense. So good tough play there by Quinn Hampton as he was able to stay in the pocket.
Well, they're going to bring the chains on to measure. They actually have chains out this time, so they're going to be able to measure.
Now, what's been up with the measurements this year? Sometimes we measure them. Sometimes we go from just off the top of our head. Sometimes they don't even have chains marked to these things.
Well, they've got them here today, and they're going to mark this one and see about it.
It looks like it's going to be short once they stretch it out. And it looks to be short by about 3 inches. Very short. very short distance to go for the Rebels.
I think we're going to be a little bit short here. I think we're going to come up about a nose of a football short.
I think you're right. That's going to bring up a 4th and inches.
Well, it looks like the Rebels will go for it.
Look for a quarterback keeper push up through the line here.
Well, they've got the 2 backs in the backfield, too, that they really need for a situation like this. They can either go with the quick hitter to Nielsen or just go with Jones and do a power run.
Hampton.
Oh, they're going to
Quick
sweep
pick
out to Jones. Oh, and
Jones
he's got plenty
outside,
of room to run.
Tons of room. And Jones gets a good about at least 14 yards on the play.
Great call there by Kelly Smith and Gordon Jolly for the Dixie College Rebels. As everybody thought they were just going to go, try to punch it right up the middle. Watch this quick pitch out over to Jones. He has nothing but green in front of him. He has just a free safety to beat. Great downfield blocking by Wyatt Gines. Luckily for the Bears, number 26 was able to wrap him up. Lamont Jones for the Bears.
Once again with the I formation, Anderson and Ross, the wideouts. Quick handoff up the middle to, is that, I'm not sure if that's Nielsen. It looked like it might, it was Tony Nielsen.
4 yards on the carry.
It looked like just a little fullback counter as they were able to open up the middle here. Look at the guards and the tackles. They just blow their men out. But the Bears, once again, they closed in on defense there early, Jim.
They did a great job, and just great running by the Dixie Rebels. Doing a great job of moving the ball upfield.
Hampton in the I formation. 2 wide receivers to each side. 1 wide receiver to each side, I mean. Hampton drops back. He's looking. Quick throw, but overthrows Ross by quite a big margin.
Quinn Hampton had a lot of pressure there, and he had to get rid of the ball there. Did a great job of staying away from the sack.
Now the key there was Robert Gray actually held the, as we take a look at Ethan Ross as he comes across. I guess you can't see it here, but Gray actually held him up from making his move to the outside, and that's why the ball was so far out.
So that's a 3rd and 6 situation for the Rebels here.
The Rebels sticking with the I formation. 2 wide receivers to the right side. Hampton over the center. Quick handoff to Jones right up the middle. And he keeps his feet moving. Gets a great second effort and gets about a 4 or 5 yard gain on that play.
Hand off to Tony Jones up the middle.
It's going to bring up a 4th and short situation for the Rebels. And so here's the question. Do they go for it? It looks like they're going to.
6-yard line.
Maybe look for the Rebels. I haven't seen this tonight, but this is maybe go with a bootleg play here and just let the Quinn Hampton go just isolate with maybe a middle linebacker and have Aaron Ware come across the middle just to pick this up. But once again, they might just go with that running offense that they usually go with here.
Once again, Nielsen and Jones in the backfield. Jones with the handoff, and he gets very, very close. Looks like a flag came down.
If they give them the spot that I'm looking at right now, I think they're going to be up short, but I do think there's going to be a holding penalty call on Dixie.
A man down for the Bears. I can't see what number it is. Trainer is going to come out on the field and see if everything's all right.
Was holding on the offense there.
It looks to be
There is a
number
flag
8,
up.
Ryan West.
As we take another look at that, Jones looks like he probably was stopped up short there, but there was a holding call, and that's going to bring the ball back 10 yards for the Rebels, which will bring Anderson on to punt.
Well, Joe, what did you notice in the first half that Dixie really dominated? I mean, what did they do that Cal was just unable to stop?
There
Or
were,
actually, Phoenix was unable to stop.
well, as you see here, they're bringing out the chains to measure, but Dixie's really come out. They've had a terrific defensive showing, as usual, and as well in the first half, they were able to get their passing game going, which normally with the great defensive team, they try to get their running game going early, but Dixie able to get the passing game going, and it's really opened up their running game here in the second half.
Holding. Offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay, 4th down.
So, yep, they're going to bring it back 10 yards. And so the punting unit will come on for the Rebels. Anderson's going to have a little pooch punt here.
Very shallow punt needs to come right here.
Anderson usually does a pretty good job of that.
Number 8, Chris Anderson back into punt formation.
Bobby Carrillo and looks to be number 26, Lamont Jones back to return the pooch punt. They're probably just going to let this one go in the end zone. Short punt, bounces. Number 41. Let's see, that's Kuli Malahifu or something. Isn't quite able to keep the ball out of the end zone.
Well,
that's going to be a touchback.
He ran right into number 82, Jimmy Averett. They both kind of dove in there to get the ball out. They kind of collided.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Averett being in on the play, we might have had him down at the 1-yard line.
Once again, the Dixie defense comes out and tries to once again assert themselves here in the second half. Lucero once again in the shotgun formation, drops back. He's got a man, he's got pressure, and he's going to have to throw it away, but it's caught by number 84, Corey Adams. It looked like he was just going to throw that ball away as he was being dragged down.
They only picked up like 2 yards from 3 yards on that play.
That looked like it was painful for both the quarterback and the wide receiver there.
He was hit pretty hard. Let's take a look at that again as Lucero, he's looking, and he does a great job of getting out of trouble there, and hits number 84.
Lucero with a good throw, keeping in mind that he had absolutely no feet under him being dragged down.
You know, it looked like Lucero on that play was the ham in between the two sandwiches from the outside.
Lucero, the quick handoff to the running back, and he only gets about a 2-yard gain on the play.
That was a good read by the Dixie line there, and able just to stop number 32. Let's take a look at that again. It's a handoff to number 32, and great job by, couldn't quite see who that was that made the stop there. But that was Tori de los Monteros on the carry there.
Oh, there's a name for you. All right, once again, Lucero back in the shotgun, calling out his play. He's got pressure. He's going to have to scramble, and good, terrific catch by number 18, and he's tackled about the 50-yard line.
Connors did a great job of it, bounced off him and pulls it in, and great pickup for the Bears. It's exactly what they need. As we take a look at it again, Lucero drops back to pass, and Connors, he's wide open. You can't see it, but he's there and does a great job pulling it in, and is able to pick up about 5 more yards after the run. So that brings him to midfield.
Once again in the I formation with the running back right on his side is De Los Monteros. And he's in trouble throw, and Lucero's just going to have to throw that ball away as Dixie once again gets great pressure up the middle.
I tell you, let's take a look at this again. Lucero, he drops back, and he's going down, and he just throws it into about 2 Dixie defenders there. It's almost intercepted by Dan Bergam, and that's probably Lucero's biggest weakness there. He throws it into coverage like that whenever he's in trouble, and he has no idea where he's throwing it to. So, and that's why he's been picked off a couple times in this game.
He's really got to know when to throw that ball and when not to. There's sometimes where you don't want to take the sack, but sometimes you have to.
Lucero once again in the shotgun. He's going to have to run with the ball. It looks like a quick quarterback draw, and he is slammed at about the 44-yard line.
He is hammered by number 6, Cody Waite. He just hammers him and punishes him for making that run. And that brings up a 3rd down and about 3. As we take a look at this again, Lucero drops back, quick drop back, and well, that's the throwaway there. Take a look at the throwaway. And here's this run. He does a great job running, rushing up, makes a cut, and just gets punished. Look at that.
That was a textbook 6 tackle there by Cody Waite. He came up from his safety position. actually his corner position to make that tackle.
Well, man going in motion to the right side. Lucero, a quick screen pass tipped away, but returned once again by Lucero. And he scrambles back to the original line of scrimmage.
No, not even close to the original line of scrimmage. Let's take a look at that again. Nice tip by Dan Brigham. But Lucero does a great job of getting the ball and looking again to throw it again, but he just has nowhere to run. 37 misses a tackle. And finally gets tripped up by number 37.
What would be the play on? What would be the call on that if he was to throw another pass downfield?
I'd have to say you do one of those quick hitches that they were doing earlier.
I don't know. I don't know if that's legal or not.
Ball thrown by Lucero. About a 5-yard gain, well short of the first down, and Dixie will take over at about their own 45-yard line.
I don't know about that call. Do you think it's time? You think they really need to be going for it on a 4th and long like that?
I think you need to. I don't think you can give any more momentum to the Dixie offense. They've been absolutely brilliant throughout the first half and early here in the second half. They've been able to do really anything they want against this Bear defense. So I think you got to kind of, shove it down their throats and try to see what happens. Maybe try to come up with a big play.
Well, Dixie offense returns to the field. Hampton line up once again in the I formation. 2 wide receivers. Jones the far back. Hampton throws the ball deep, and it's almost recepted, almost caught by Wyatt Gines. Good concentration. The ball just slipped out right at the last second.
Number 26 did a great job of pushing the ball out. Lost it there. 26.
There's
Lost
Lamont
my train
Jones.
of thought. Lamont Jones did a great job of getting his hand in there and pushing the ball out.
Well, Gines actually, he adjusted to the ball well. He just wasn't able to get up high enough over Jones, so Jones couldn't get his hands anywhere near that ball. But on throws like that, the quarterback's going to leave it a little short so his wide receiver can make the adjustments.
Hampton drops back, fires a bullet over the middle to Ross, and he gets about a 9-yard gain.
Great job by Ross in getting himself open and being able to catch that ball, get there and catch the ball, and then be able to get a couple more yards on a run. And let's take a look at that again. So Hampton, he throws it. And Ross, great job, cuts back, and then he gets tackled for about a 9-yard gain, and that's going to be 3rd and 1.
Well, if you look at the separation there from the defensive backs to the wide receivers, throwing those little 7-8 yard passes, you're going to pick up a lot of first downs and move the ball down the field effectively. The Bears have got to get their cornerbacks and defensive backs up close. Oh,
Hampton,
my
a quick
gosh.
quarterback sneak, and there is nobody in front of him. Hampton will run in for the touchdown.
I didn't even see that happen.
That was beautiful.
The middle touchdown.
It looked to me like the Bears were looking for one of those outside pitches to Jones again, and Hampton just goes right up the middle. No one even comes remotely close to touching him.
Well, if you see on the replay, they walk the free safety up to the line of scrimmage.
As we take a look at Quinn's mom, she was really excited to see that happen.
You don't see a quarterback sneak go that far very often.
Great job by the Rebels as Blackwell comes on to kick it again.
There was absolutely nobody in the middle.
Blackwell at the kick. It's up, and it's good. So the Dixie Rebels go up 42-0 with 6:19 left in the third quarter.
Happy birthday wishes go out to the quarterback number 14, Quinn.
So Mike, if you're the Bears, what do you do right now?
Well,
What
actually,
are your thoughts?
if I'm the Bears,
Do you get on the bus and leave?
oh no. They've got to leave this place with a couple of positive things. And a happy birthday out to Quinn Hampton as they announced it over the PA system that it is his birthday. So what a great present for him to have as he scampered in for the touchdown from the 45. No, actually, if I'm the Bears, you got to really stick with your game plan. You've got to do things that you're going to be able to say, hey, we did good things against this team. Unfortunately, they just ran into a team that's just more talented and executed better than them on a day.
Well, it's tough
like
to come
this.
in and play the number 2 team in the country. You know, and you're the underdog. You're going into their stadium to play with their fans behind them, and it's a tough situation for these PC Bears.
Robert Gray and James Harrishill back to return yet another kick by Blackwell. He's really been kicking a lot today. And Blackwell comes up. A short kick. Caught by Harrisill. Makes a move or two and gets up to about the 20-yard line.
He's brought down by number 41, Cooley Malofu. Those are some tough names. Those Polynesian names. Let's take a look at that again. It's a high kick, and it's fielded at about the 5-yard line, and it's a great run back. It looks like the announcer knows how to say that name.
he thinks too.
At least somebody does. All right. Well, once again, the Dixie defense coming out to try to keep the shutout going. Once again, Luceo back in the shotgun. He's got a bunch of pressure. Flag thrown. He's going to run. He gets about a 6-yard gain, but there's a flag in the backfield.
Looks to be about in the territory of a holding call.
Yeah, that's going to go back for nothing. That was absolutely a waste of the play.
Waste of energy, maybe? Let's take a look at that again.
Well, Lucero's running for his life here, and it's a holding penalty. Watch Pat Baker. He just seeks him out, goes for the grab there, misses him.
A little tough break.
It seems like every time the Bears get something good going for them, something else just takes it away, whether it's a mental mistake or a holding penalty like it was there.
Well, it brings up a long 2nd and 20 for the Bears here.
Actually, that'd be 1st and 20. They're replaying it down.
Yeah, 1st and 20. My bad.
Well, as Luceo back once again in the shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers to his right side. Low snap, he's able to snag it. Throws a quick strike to I believe that's number 18, Jimmy Connor.
No, that was the dumbest thing that Jimmy Connor could have done. He ran right back towards the linebackers like, hit me. Watch this. He tries to take a step. He should have just fell forward for the first down. But look, he tries to scamper and make something out of nothing.
And he gets hit by 3 red shirts.
Well, once again, the Bears are trying to get something good going for their team at the cost of a bad play. Once again, Luceo in the I formation. 2 wide receivers to his left side this time. And the snap handled by Luceo. Quick strike again. In about 1st down territory to number 18, but he wasn't able to get back to the ball in time.
Look at Jimmy Connors. He's helping the defender up off the field. Let's take another look at that. Lucero, he drops back.
Well,
And,
Jimmy Connor knows that if he blasts him, he's out of the game for good. He's saying, thank you for not hitting me.
Well, now it seems like Luceo's getting more help from the rest of his teammates, but he's not making some good decisions here.
I tell you, that first half, I think, really brought their spirits down, and they're not doing a very good job of recovering from that.
Luceo drops back. He's got pressure. Throws over the middle, almost intercepted by number 20 for the Rebels, Kyle Olson.
Watch that again. Lucero drops back to pass, and Olson, great job reading that, and almost gets there. That was intended for Jimmy Connors, and that was thrown way short for Jimmy Connors. He had no chance of getting to that one. So we've got a punting situation.
Number 90, Ernie Santa Cruz in punt formation.
A new punter in. Looks like number 98, Santa Cruz, Ernie Santa Cruz. And he gets off a short, high kick. This is going to be returned, but for not much, by Wyatt Gines.
Well, it was a different punter, but same format. Just a high, short kick. Let's take a look at that again. And, just a high kick.
I'm surprised Gines didn't take a fair catch on that play. Could have saved himself a hit. You got next week to get ready for. You already have this game in your back pocket.
Well, Gines is a real man.
All right, once again, Hampton in the I formation. Looks like they have a 2 tight end set going. As Hampton drops back. Looking for Ross. Not able to find him. Throws over. Great job by Ross and Hampton together combining to shift the play there, as it looks like it could have been a sack, but Ross able to go over his man.
The communication there between Hampton and Ross was right between themselves. Ross saw that Hampton was in trouble, but Hampton gave him the sign to, turn it upfield. I've got you here. And just threw a beautiful ball up to Ross.
Take a look at Ross's parents there. I mean, they've got nothing but pride in their hearts for their son today. He's doing a great job, terrific job today.
Oh, he's done a great job for Dixie all year.
Well, the Rebels once again in the two tight end formation, only the lone wide receiver to the left side. As Hampton with the hard snap count. Quick handoff to Jones. Goes up the middle, shakes and bakes, and gets his way for about an 11-yard gain to the 19-yard line.
You notice there is Tony Jones, not only, he didn't try to turn it up, he followed his blocks as far as he could follow him, and then he tried to cut for the hole. Great piece of running there by Tony Jones.
Let's take a look at that again. Tony Jones, he gets the ball, keeps his body square to the end zone, and just keeps his feet moving and drives up for the first down. Great run by Tony Jones.
Well, the Rebels in the two tight end formation. Hampton over the center. Once again, a fake handoff to Jones, and then tries to go to Tony Nielsen. Nice call right there with the play fake, but just wasn't able to get it all to come together.
Good handed pass intended for number 23. Tony Nielsen goes incomplete.
Let's take a look at that again. And just a great play action fake. And even fooled the camera guy.
That's the sign of a good fake when not even the cameraman knows where the ball is. Once again, the two tight end I formation, wide receiver to the right side, which is Wyatt Gines. Hampton, the quick pitch to Jones, gets outside, follows his blockers, and able to turn it up for looks to be about a 10-yard gain to the 10-yard line.
Tony Jones is really showing he's a smart runner.